How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Big D here, and Mad Max Fury Road opens this Friday, May 15th. This is the review for the classic Mad Max movie from 1979. This is a spoiler review, so if you guys have not seen the movie, which if you have not seen the movie, it got released in 1979. It's been over 30 years, so I'm assuming either you have never seen the movie Mad Max within the 30 years of living, or maybe you just have been lazy. I don't know. Check it out, please. But overall, I'm going to give you my pros and cons of the movie, with little spoilers in there, and, I just want to tell you my thoughts on the movie. And I will be reviewing The Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome. So I will be reviewing Mad Max 2 and 3 within the next days, counting down to Mad Max Fury Road. Sorry to be a little loud or be a little bit hyper in here, but this movie, man. Directed by George Miller, also written by George Miller, and stars Mel Gibson, dude. Of course, Mel Gibson, my boy. I'm going to get off of my pros first, but real quick. The synopsis is: a vengeful Australian policeman sets out to avenge his partner, his wife, and his son. Now, first off, I just want to say the music. The music in this movie is phenomenal. I love the score to this movie. The beginning and the DVD opening. I have it on Blu-ray, see? Mad Max. The opening is freaking amazing with music. And just the sound, because it's 1979, dude. This is classic things. This feels like a classic movie. If you've ever heard of classic things, this is a classic movie. And the action and the stunts in this movie are very well done. Now, I'll say it's a cheesy movie. It's cheesy, okay? But the stunts, Mad Max is known for cars, for, the explosions of cars. And, it's fast-paced, intense. When the action goes, it's going to go down. And the stunts in this movie are pretty freaking awesome. Now, there are a few stunts for this first Mad Max movie. It's pretty good overall. I'm going to get more in depth with other stuff, but characters. Certain characters, I have to say, there's this character named Goose. Goose is the partner of Mad Max, one of the partners who gets injured. Goose is a very likable character, dude. At first, when I first saw him, I thought he was a villain, but, he ended up being a policeman. Very interesting character. They have interesting characters. You have Johnny, who is a psychopath. Johnny is a very interesting character also, just the way these actors who portray them. I'm not saying they're the greatest acting ever, but I'm saying the way that these characters, they're likable. Toe Cutter. Now, the villain Toe Cutter, he is not... I'll get to my cons in a little bit, but Toe Cutter himself, the way that the actor portrayed Toe Cutter is very well done. On his goal was to be crazy. All you have to be crazy. There you go. Be crazy. Oh, excuse me, Toe Cutter's this guy. Oh, right there. So, yeah, just be crazy, and I think he did his job well done. I do like the style and the location of the Australian wasteland. It's very beautiful when you think about it, even though it's just desert. Like, when they're riding, when they're just driving and it's just open field, it's beautiful. Most part, not that beautiful, but there's ocean in there sometimes, and where they show you some parts are just plain ugly, but again, the style of the movie and the way they wear their jackets, and everyone's kind of just apocalyptic look. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't, so I really do enjoy that. It's crazy overall because Toe Cutter's gang is, I thought I was crazy, but when looking at this movie, I apparently don't know jack about being crazy, because these people are psychotic people. It's intense. These people would just, go crazy and rape, and they want to have sex with mannequins, and it's very different from my taste. I love the directing, though. Some say, bad directing by George Miller. I'm not saying it's the greatest directing ever, but for 1979 and the way that they filmed the stunts, and the way, sometimes they cut from certain things, which I'll get to my cons in that, but the directing overall, let's talk about the overall an hour and 34-minute movie. The directing was not bad. It's not great. It's on the verge of good. It's okay. The directing's pretty good. George Miller. They call him the mastermind, George Miller, so giving him that sympathy right there. No, but seriously, directing, I do like it, and I love the opening because the opening not opens up with Max, but it opens up with just these two policemen, and they're being funny. This guy's like, looking at these couple doing it naked and everything, and then they get serious because then you got the Knight Rider. He's like, I'm the Knight Rider, and you gotta see it to believe it, man. It opens up with crazy, it ends with crazy. You could either saw off your ankle, or it'll take you 10 minutes to saw through that handcuff. I gotta do that Australian accent. You could either saw through your ankle. That's not Australian, is it? It's British. I don't know where I'm going with it, being racist. The opening overall, though, was very intriguing, very fun, and it's pretty intense. And then here comes Max, he puts on his gloves and everything. That's one thing I really didn't like because it made him look like a badass. We don't know. Remember, this is 1979. This is the first of a trilogy. I don't even know if they knew it was going to be a trilogy at the time. They didn't know it was going to be a hit. Here's this guy who's like rubbing grease all over and puts his gloves on, and he's like, is he near? And it's like, hey, Bronze, we need you. Hey, Max, are you there? Oh, he's like, yeah, I'm here. And he doesn't even sound Australian at that point. It sounds like Mel Gibson. Yeah, I'm here. And it's just like, drive. And serious, I'm being honest, it's kind of like, he looks like a badass. And then throughout the movie, he kind of loses his badass tone. Really were my cons. Those were really my pros. My cons, the villain Toe Cutter. He's a weak villain. A very weak villain. And we really don't even dive into his character. He has less than 100 words in this movie. And he doesn't we don't know much about him. Why is the way he is? Why does he do this? What's his purpose? What's he trying to accomplish? Why does he have this certain look? Why is he the leader? Why? None of it's answered. It's kind of just like the writers were just like, let's call him Toe Cutter. Doesn't cut any toes or anything. And before he dies, let's make his eyes bulge out because, we're just going to copy and paste from the beginning when Knight Rider was driving and his eyes popped before he exploded. So let's just copy and paste that because, it's 1979 and people are not smart enough to comprehend what's going to go on. So let's just do that. And it's kind of really annoying because the villain, he's good. He's psychotic. He plays the part well. But I wish it was written better and they really dived into his character. This movie doesn't dive into characters. There are a lot of slow scenes, like scenes with Mad Max or Max Rokotonsky and his wife. Those parts I could care less about. Honesty to God, I don't care for him and his wife. I don't like his wife also. And this movie feels like it's just a clip. 6-minute clip. Jump to the next clip. Jump to the next clip. It doesn't feel like it's, and here we go to the next scene. No, it's just kind of like, let's just pop over to this place. Like Max is like, kind of like if Max was like walking the dog or something, and then, oh, here he is driving and no dog in sight. Just next clip, go to next thing. That's just an example. It's like, that's how it felt. It just felt like, next clip. Don't even explain what's happening because this movie's an hour and 34 minutes when most movies are 2 hours and 30 minutes. So no, don't even explain to me why it's just an hour and 34 minutes. It's short. It's a short movie. I wish they could have dived into the world. This world is not known. It doesn't even feel post-apocalyptic, to be honest. It just feels like no offense, Australia, an Australian mad world. Mad world. But still, the world is not known. I want to know about the world. Sure, gas and blah, blah, blah in the beginning. Oh, yes, the oil and, the news reports. That's it? You're not going to dive into the society of the world. Now, I get it. Maybe in the sequels they dive into that. But in the first movie, why didn't you dive into it there? 15 minutes just to dive into that world. The richness. Why didn't you do that? I want to know more about the world. We really don't know Max. Like, we see Max Rokitansky throughout the movie. And by the end of the movie, he doesn't feel like a badass to me. And he doesn't feel like a human. He just kind of feels like... This guy literally got his arm, like, almost cut off with a tire. And he's like, ah. And he's not like, oh. He's kind of like... I will be back. Like a Terminator in a way. It's like, he has no feeling to him. Why did they write him like that? Why didn't Mel Gibson do his Mel Gibson look and, type of look? Also, can I just say that Max is the worst father in the world? Can we just get that out of the way? He spends no time with his kids whatsoever. Or, what's his name's kid? Or his son's name? Sprogs? He doesn't even spend time with his kid most of the time. Whereas and like the kid's mostly lying there on the floor most of the time. The wife doesn't even pay attention to the kid. What's the point of having a kid if you're not going to even freaking care for it or even put him in the movie? Oh, so they die. They didn't even show how they died. Do you expect me just, they ran him over with a motorcycle? Did they have a knife or something? Because they didn't use a knife in battle. What's the point? What happened? They also didn't show Goose burnt. The ending. It just shows Mad Max driving off, or Max at the end driving off, and I was kind of like... Hour and 34 minutes, and that's what he drives off. Okay, whatever. I know I sound like I'm ranting, it's just like little cons. It's basically it, man. My pros, the music, the action, the stunts, the characters like Goose, Johnny, and Toe Cutter, the style, and the location, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And it feels like a classic movie, because it is. It's not bad, it's good, it's fun to watch, okay acting, not good, not great. The action is cool, so are the characters. They are likable, and some are not likable. So overall, I'm going to give this movie a solid C, a 7 out of a 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this Mad Max review. And, I mean, come on. Mad Max. If you have not seen this movie, I do recommend you to check it out, but you don't have to see it in order to watch Mad Max Fury Road. I think a lot of people already know that. But still, check out the classic. That's like saying, I'm going to go see Back to the Future, but I've never seen the original Back to the Future. I know there's not a reboot or anything Back to the Future, but that's like if they make a modern-day Breakfast Club. No, sir, you do not go see that modern-day Breakfast Club without seeing the original John Hughes Breakfast Club, son. You go see the original, man. One of the best. While they ring Juan's lips. Overall, solid C, 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's an okay movie. It's not good, not great, it's not bad. It's just okay, and it's actually a movie I will see again. Maybe I'm bored. I recommend this to my friends because it has good action. The villain? Well, I'm going to do what Toe Cutter did to Max. That was really cheesy. Very cheesy. But, until next time, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you for Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, and Mad Max 3, Beyond Thunderdome, and Mad Max Fury Road. Thanks again for watching this review. Hope all of you enjoyed. Hit that like button and make sure to watch my Mad Max Fury Road review. It's non-spoiler. And I will be doing a spoiler review and talk, which I'll go in-depth, probably 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes into the movie. Talking about it all. Sunday, May 17th. See y'all for the next one.